Hey guys, Jason here, and welcome to another episode of Driver's Paddock. Today we're at Toronto Motorsports Park, and next to me is my 2024 Subaru BRZ TS. This car is mostly stock, but today we're going to be talking about the single most important mod that has absolutely transformed this car. Let's go. So everybody, we're in my 2024 Subaru BRZ TS. We're about to head out on track, and I'd like to say that, you know, the bare bone minimum for going on track is you got to do your brake fluid, your safety first, right? In this case, we're running the Endless RBF 660, and we have Endless front and rear ME20 brake pads. Otherwise, the car is stock from factory, except one mod that I think has transformed the car. So let's head out on track and let's see if you guys can figure out what that mod is. Afterwards, we can discuss. Let's go. Oh yeah, look at that slip angle. Look at that exit power. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just lift to rotate. Puts all the power down. Woo! Throw it in. I could just steer with the throttle. Oh my goodness, wrong gear, but oh yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. Oh yeah. Let's throw it in. Oh yeah. I'm flat. Oh, look how it puts down the power over the bumps. Oh! Just steering with the throttle. A little bit of understeer on entry because there's no camber. I need camber for sure. What a car. Oh yeah, look at that, look at that. Oh my god. Look at that slip angle. Oh my god, this is so fun. Throw it in. It's on power. Look at that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, 3RS is coming. So everybody, we're having an absolute blast out there, and I'm having so much fun sliding the car around. But I think the golden question everybody is asking is it actually faster? Now, it's a tough question to answer. I'll go out there and I'll try to go as fast as I can, but these Michelins are on their last leg. They've seen 8 track days at this point, and the outside shoulder with no camber is really wearing away. I have to run pretty high tire pressures in order to prevent some of the rollover, to give the tire a little bit of sidewall stiffness, but we'll go out there, we'll try our best. But the thing is, with a clutch-based LSD, like I said earlier, the more clutch packs you add, the more lock there is, right? The more preload you add, the more lock there is on deceleration and on coast. And the ramp angles in the differential are also changeable. You can adjust that, right? And so the more power you give, the more throttle you give, the more lock there is. The less throttle you give, the less lock there is. And how early and how quickly you reach that maximum lock can be adjusted as well. And so the stock car has a Torsen limited slip differential. And Torsen actually is short for torque sensing. And without getting too complicated, it actually uses a series of gears to provide the friction essentially to essentially send torque to the other wheel, right? When it senses that, one wheel is slipping, it'll send torque to the other wheel. But there are some downsides, some pros and cons of each. This is the one that I have in the car is a clutch-based LSD. And so the benefits of a Torsen are they're fairly low maintenance. The problem is that they're not adjustable, right? There's a torque ratio that will bias and send torque to, again, the wheel that has more grip. One thing is that if one of the rear wheels is unloaded, let's say whenever you hit a curb or a bump, or for whatever reason one wheel loses traction, like all of its traction, the differential essentially doesn't have the friction, the binding force, so essentially it becomes an open differential, right? But I mean, they're fairly lower costs compared to plated LSDs. There's very little noise, and so compared to a clutch-based LSD like the one we have here, well, number one, they require a lot of maintenance, right? You got to change the fluid quite often. However, they're highly adjustable, right? You can adjust the preload in them, you can adjust the lock, you can adjust ramp angles, so how aggressively does it lock, how quickly does it lock up, how much lock is there at maximum, right? And how much lock is there on deceleration, on coast, right? But they are noisier than Torsen slip differentials. And if one wheel lifts off, you still have that lock, right? But again, they do cost a little bit more, and they, again, require a lot of maintenance. Wow. And so I think a perfectly set up car for myself that I'm sort of working towards is one that is very adjustable through the throttle, right? If I give more power, it gives me that yaw, that rotation. But if it's understeering, if I lift, the car will rotate. I love that. And just the right amount of preload to give a little bit of stability under braking, but not so much preload such that it's understeering on entry. And so, this diff is amazing. It really does put down the power. Now, next is of course, with suspension, with alignment, the car is going to absolutely transform. I know the name of this video was, that one perfect mod, or the mod that transforms the car. But of course, the car is the sum of its parts, and this is only the beginning. So let's head out there. Let's see how fast we can go with old tires and a relatively stock setup. But if you want to see my lap with 200 treadwear tires on a stock diff, relatively stock car, just with pads and fluids and alignment, check out my Ontario Time Attack Event 6 in Kevin Wong's BRZ, where I did a 120.6. Let's head out there and let's see what we can do. everybody, I just did a 123.8 in this car, and with a bone stock Gen 2 BRZ, when the tires were completely fresh in my white one, the non-TS model, I actually did a 122.8 with that car. And that's not to say that this car is worse or slower. It's not to say that this diff is worse. These tires have seen 5 Mosport GP track days, as well as 2 track days at DDT and 1 track day here, and today as well. They were really on their last leg. And so lap time really depends a lot on track condition, tires, that sort of thing. The temperature, it's 31 degrees right now. However, I will say that this diff is very confidence inspiring for me. I feel like it's very predictable and I'm very connected to it. And the thing is, maybe the stock Michelins don't need such an aggressive diff. However, with sticky 200 tread wear tires, this diff is definitely going to be better. You're going to really want that outside rear wheel really pushing you out of the corners with really sticky tires. So I guess the real test is when I get on the 200 tread wear tires on this car, get an alignment to compare to my Ontario Time Attack event 6 lap, which I did a 120.6 in Kevin Wong's car, and then looking at the data to see which is faster. But honestly, this diff is so consistent, it's so confidence inspiring. So everybody, stay tuned for the development of this car and my continued development as a driver. And thanks so much for watching this video. We'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.